You said the president probably is the most corrupt. Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say final before we leave you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Eric,
Yeah, man.
my son, you made mistake.
Mother.
I heard you last night. Me and Kun indeed to move Pupa. Absolutely, after the whole election, I'm in my corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't lay me down. They don't even have time.
Oh.
I don't talk. Yeah, I don't talk because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it because our son Kun is vice president to him for Nimba. The Nimba people will not understand if I start hating on Breaker. The Senate started a trap for Breaker. When we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from Liberia to where. And said the way forward is a Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Breaker come now, he is deceived by coming there, by the Dillon there, Nombi there, and he now where he's just thinking all kind of way Breaker, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house. So they went talking away, some kind of thing they did, but I think they did a resolution that passed because of money crossing.
Yeah.
Then they sent it to the Senate. Then something happened. Wow! All that they almost signed to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh! Then when I heard what was happening, it was remain 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Breaker benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not wrong with them.
You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving as Barbara for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaign for that kind of woman, then he wants to persecute us. He does going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kun? Then Kun said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your partner said, go look for lawyer. It was from Kun offered, my own son offered that I went and signed a resolution. I asked many seconds why you all did this. You know what they told me?
No.
Resolution is not a law. So starting the resolution, I mean, we agree. Bring it now. When Breaker send a bill, they will not put all the law they put in now and back it.
I called you Rescue One. Do you think I really believe that at 80 years old you would be able to rescue this country? We embellished it. You know, when you are a sales representative, When you are a salesperson, you're selling a commodity or a product. Your job is to embellish that product. They say, "Fanting woman can say office or bony ratting." Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook you for a rescuer? An old man who belongs to the dustbin of our history with a cake views, a man who cannot even operate a laptop computer. No, we settled. We made a compromise on you. We settled. We compromised. And we believed the way man was we in all and projected you as though you could rescue this country. We called you rescue. How could you rescue the country when you could not even rescue your own finances? 12 years as vice president, we have been begging for money all over the place, raising money to sustain
When they
you.
were coming, they
What
said they were
contracts do
freedom
you establish as
fighters.
vice president?
When they were
What?
coming, they
They
said they
showed
were
us the radio.
liberators.
Your
But when they
campaign
did their time,
is
they
a
changed their mind. When they
dysfunctional
did their
juggernaut
time, they changed
led
their
by
mind.
people who have bought into this life, hype which we created, hype which we are sucking the life out of now.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
Not the bring
Freedom
out of
fighter,
the
you
sale.
killing
You
our
bring people in your
children.
sale, but take them out.
Freedom fighter, you
How dare
destroy our country.
Call us insignificant.
Aye,
When you were in
aye,
political nobody after 2017.
aye,
And we
aye, aye,
resurrected.
aye,
And then the little crackers of yours. You show us ingratitude and wickedness. Where are we? George, we are. We did. Fundamentally, the issues about which we disagree with us here are still issues that we're concerned about. We're not here to give you power so that you turn it over to Jeremiah King and Prince Johnson. Jeremiah was a Liberian citizen.
When they were
Which is
coming, they said they
One
were
for president, he uses his right to
liberators.
run for president.
When they were coming, they
But
said
to
they
hide
were liberators. But when
He
they
and his
did their
warlord,
time, they
his
changed
mass
their mind.
murdering,
When they
fanatical,
did their time,
deranged,
they changed
unstable
their mind.
warlord.
What kind of people this?
We're not going to give the country to a warlord.
What kind
Everybody
of people this?
Prince Johnson in this country.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women. You freedom fighter, you killing our children. You freedom fighter, you destroying our country. Aye, ayo, 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 ayo. Iya. Kena wamanya beaba, wamanya benyagate, wama freedom fighter. Kena seto. Kena wamanya benya, wamanya beya, wama freedom fighter. Kena seto. When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they killed their time, they changed their mind. When they killed their time, they changed their mind. What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
Oh yes, what a blessing!
Freedom,
A blessing and a bright Monday morning,
They are freedom fighters.
freedom fighter, you.
first day of September.
They are freedom fighters.
Aye, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, ayo.
August is gone.
Aye, ayo, yo, ayo, ayo.
We begin a brand new week and a brand new month with energy
Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, ayo.
and huge enthusiasm
Ayo, ayo, ayo. Ayo, ayo.
for a successful month in our individual life and of course collective as well. And that's why we are Freedom FM, the people station.
When they were coming,
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome,
when
welcome back from
they were liberating
a very restful weekend.
their time.
Just however way your weekend was,
When they came,
it's good that you made it into the new week and into the new month.
They are freedom fighters.
Somebody said August kind of delay. August still went a little bit,
They are freedom
freedom fighter,
but it's over now.
you children. children.
They are freedom fighters.
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
They are
Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, Manga.
Ayo. Oh, yeah, yo, ayo, ayo. Yeah, yo, ayo, ayo, ayo.
Good morning to our friends in the diaspora.
Ayo, ayo,
It's always good to have you join us on the conversation here
ayo, ayo.
each and every weekday from Monday to Friday, discussing the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. And of course, there are too many things to talk about this morning. Another fresh, brand new Monday morning. Too many things. Oh yes, just whatever you heard over the weekend. This is where you want to validate. You want to make sure about the conversations. The menu looks very loaded. Promises to be a very great breakfast. So I'm hearing that there is a concluded GSC report at the Ministry of Finance, and it has uncovered the report has uncovered that some $2.8 million, $2.8 million vanished. No paper trail. Then the minister of government is saying it could be due to archival retrieval and archival reasons could be the reason why they can't find documents to prove how they used the Liberian people $2.8 million, almost $3 million, $3 million United States dollars that could go into healthcare, into education, into sanitation, and all of that. Support our city government and other places around here. $2.8 million, no document to show. The Japan people rest, man. They may not come by again. $2.8 million is a lot of money. Yes, indeed, folks. This morning we're going to have a very spirited political conversation here at 9 o'clock. And we're going to be joined by
when they were coming, they said they were liberators.
a Liberian politician, activist.
When they came, they changed their mind. What kind of people they so?
Yes, of course. Mr. Eric Paye, former Secretary General of the Liberia People Democratic Party, LPDP, will be our guest at 9 o'clock.
Our children.
Basically to
freedom fighter, you destroy our country. Freedom fighter.
to talk and talk. Whether it's the Koga and Kun rift or fight, the risks and advantage or disadvantages for the regime, the opposition in the lead to 2029. Eric will join us, and of course we will have conversations about those and its political implications. President Bwaka trip to Japan. I will have conclusive analysis, comparative analysis, as we see, and of course read from other African nations. What can we say? Was the trip a win for Liberia or
freedom fighter, you kill
or else?
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
And over the weekend, weekend, the old good friend of the president and the COS of the president were all in Sylvester Grisby, former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, was laid to rest over the weekend. But notably, the president boycotted his friend's burial, and this has sparked wide debate among Liberians. And there are mixed views. Why is the president like this? They went to school together. He may became president for his sophomore class. And there have been booties going up and down. The man helped in the lead to making him president. He became president. The man helped in setting up his government. Doing a lot. The man fell sick. Traveled to the U.S. Died in the U.S. President. Are any remorse? Are any empathy? Refused to go there and pay his last respect to his old good friend. Why, Mr. President? So Eric will join us at 9 o'clock for these and others conversation here on the show. But in the meantime, between there, economic hardship. Prices are skyrocketing. The president on July 26 announced that his vice president was going to lead a team, a special team, tax in 45 days to make and, of course, uncover solutions for the hike in prices across all of the sector. But we're interested to know that the president was not, for the most part, serious about it, because it took the president more than 2 weeks to formally engage the vice president before the vice president started his job. So we're going to have conversation about that while we prepare for Eric subsequently on the show. These plus other issues making the news, the cash giveaways. Yeah, guess what? We're paying $10,000 today. 10,000 Liberian dollars for our winners on star 255 star 1 hash star 255 star 11 hash. 10,000 Liberian dollars. I'm not saying 4,000. I'm not saying 5,000. I'm saying 10,000 Liberian dollars this morning. Remember, the Student Unification Party on yesterday held a press conference, and of course, they have threatened. The other day, the Secretary General was on our platform, and he sounded the caveat that certain conditions needed to be met by the University Authority, the President, and if they do not see signal, they will rally for her removal. And I think they have also announced that beginning today, they're going to commence a sustained effort to ensure that Dr. Mampanya leaves the University of Liberia as president. I don't know what's the position of the government on that. We've not seen anything official from the University Authority and all of these things. But again, judging by history, some have got the energy and the dexterity to disrupt normal academic learning processes, and so we see and watch. But so this is exactly what it is. Hey guys, hey guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to you, and good morning to Liberians following us here this morning. It's good to be back. And just Abu, just to speak about the issue involving the University of Liberia students. Also, the faculty released a statement over the weekend disclosing that they will not return to classes until certain conditions as set up previously in their previous engagement with the government.
And we read it here last week, right?
Which one? Yeah, it came up on Friday night. I think Friday evening.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did not it's a fresh thing that have come up. So the University of Liberia Faculty Association met on Friday, and they unanimously agreed that they will not return to classes until certain conditions that was set up by in their previous engagement with the government are met. So again, the University of Liberia, we are back to where we started under this Buakai's administration. Mind you, when this entire rescue mission came to power, classes were suspended for quite some length of time. And again, we are back to that. If nothing is done to ensure.
Since Buaka assume after you have graduation?
Not to. I think it happened once December. Was it? Yeah. So yes, I think last December.
I'm trying to collect. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened, I think, last December. But let's hope that things can be put into place so that the state-run university cannot be closed, so that Liberian students can go back to school. You can be paying the president of the University of Liberia 15,000 plus, as alleged by the Student Unification Party. And that 15,000 is being used. The woman is taking that money, and the University of Liberia is about the University of Liberia. Have you been on the campus recently? Is seriously deplorable, and it is far from representing the greater interest of the Liberian educational sector. Is far from representing the greater good of the Liberian educational sector. So it's important that the government act, and at least I will try to read out subsequently. We'll try to read out that release as done by the
which one? The faculty one?
Yeah, the
or
faculty
the students?
association's release. I got it here. Except you want us to do it now.
Yeah, really now.
Yeah. So it says here, University of Liberia Faculty Association. Or offer University of Liberia, contact blah blah blah, email blah blah blah, August 29. I'm sure it was on Friday. August 29, 2025. Press statement for immediate release. It says the University of Liberia Faculty Association, or offer Incorporated, convene an emergency General Assembly, or EGA, for full-time faculty on Friday, August 29, 2025 at 11 a.m. on the Capitol Hill campus of the University of Liberia. Today's assembly, that was on Friday now. Today's assembly was predicated on the July 18, 2025 Constitutional General Assembly, or the GA, which mandated the Executive Committee of offer to present and hold discussions with the University of Liberia or the UL administration and other stakeholders within the period of 1 month on issues affecting the welfare of faculty. These issues include poor sanitary conditions, long-standing faculty promotions, salary disparity, social security, issues affecting study leave, colleagues, and renovation of all campuses. Most recent issues include outstanding payment for offload and vacation school salaries. Due to these unresolved outstanding issues, the faculty voted unanimously at today's Emergency General Assembly to stay away from all academic activities until a negotiated collective bargaining agreement, or the CBA, addressing all offer issues are signed by the University of Liberia or the UL administration, the government of Liberia or the GOL, and offer. Therefore, all faculty members are urged to disengage from any planned academic activities on all campuses of UL until further notice. And this is signed the offer secretariat.
Okay, so and then the students. So basically, the University of Liberia teachers, the people that can go there, the professors that can go there to teach the students, they're saying that owing to the different conditions that Hagar read out, they will not teach the students. So they're putting their chalk down and they're instructing all their lecturers to not go on the campus. Right, Hagar?
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that there is a crisis, and somebody was telling me that in our news that UF faculty, I said there got to be a problem. there got to be a problem somewhere, right? You know, when you have people who have their children in private schools and they have the capacity to pay, so they always look down on the situations at the University of Liberia, because for them it doesn't directly affect them in terms of that nuclear family structure, right? For as long as their children are in the Stella Maris or the AMEU, right? And their classes are not disrupted, it's okay. So all they will do, they will sit in their comfort zone and say, oh, they think that normal thing, that normal thing. How is that normal? If your child school was going to be disrupted, right, to that extent, you wouldn't sit down and say, oh, it is normal. Absolutely not. And that is being selfish. That is being extremely selfish. This thing here, what the government has to do, the government has to come in and intervene. The government of Liberia have to come in and intervene. As much as the government has proven very, very, for the lack of a better word, irresponsible in meeting up with its commitment whenever there are crises and they go to meet the people, right? We saw it with the MCSS, and and now we are talking about the University of Liberia faculty. They opted to be as cooperative and of course professional, but it seems as though as much as they have that sentiment for the regime and of course the president, they've exhausted all of those, but things are yet not working. In fact, they are even deteriorating further. Situation on the university campus are deteriorating further. The conditions they and all of the challenges they had is piling up, and there seems no signal or sign of any kind of resolution from the part of central government. In fact, allotments are being slashed, right? Allotments are being slashed. They don't even pay the people money. And now all of the pressure now, the burden comes on Mampanya, right? Dada Mampanya. One will say, an American lady who has been around and of course took passion in the University of Liberia and the education of the education sector of our country, and sees the moment to come and at least contribute her own expertise to lifting and our University of Liberia status to a comparative and appreciable level. But again, look at what is happening. When we argue here that, look, this was not a matter of the color of the skin of whoever is the president of the University of Liberia, but it was a matter of the political will on the part of those running and steering the affairs of the most critical sectors of our country that determines what goes to each and every aspect or sector of the country. The Ministry of Finance, right? The presidency, the legislature, right? Because it goes back to the president, because the president, the budget is mirrored after the president's vision. So whatever the president has, a vision for, is what that's gonna make meaning in the budget's preparation. That's what you have to understand. So everything we say about and most of the time we beat on the legislators, blah blah blah. Those are empty numbskull. A lot of them, they're empty-headed buffoon. They do not even have the capacity to digest all of the documents, right? So it is the executive that prepares the budget. It is the executive that decides what goes where, right? So everything that happened at the Capitol building there is just symbolic and a put for what they will get for themselves. That's why every time the budget goes there, they are creating some kind of budget line about other community engagement, constituent visit, as community engagement, constituent visits, right?
But the terrible thing is,
they'll create all these kind of loopholes for themselves.
The terrible thing is, these guys are making money. They are taking salary. They 15,000 they take home. Why are we paying such amount of money when before they engage us that voted them, government must also pay them. And they come to you when they're leaving. Sometimes they come to the entire community. They're leaving. They can't leave us send there. So why are we giving them 30,000 for constituency visit?
That question is beautiful, right? But they're not us. They are the ones sitting there deciding for all of us. But then they make a decision and say, okay, we'll take the one for, we'll just post on description, community visit,
constituency
agricultural break, medical this, all kinds of things. Because they do that to build consensus with the executive in its exploitation spree of the national budget. So the executive submits a budget that is entirely self-serving, right? And very minimal into PSRP that directly affects the Liberian people, right? So in order to be at equilibrium, then the guys up Capitol Hill will have to push their own line. So when that happens, okay, you all agree to your side, yeah, we agree to our side, blah blah. Okay, then the government passed the budget, then you all celebrating. But when the government passes the budget, what is in it for us? What is in it for education? So the people, you take people, I have some sympathy for Dr. Mampanya because when foreigners choose to come and help your country and help your situation, right? You ought to create. We have to be people who treat strangers in a whole different way because we have our own lackadaisical way of doing things. But again, it becomes a systematic problem. And that's what we said. The removal of the leadership then, and people thought when you change to a foreigner and not a Liberian thing is going to automatically change, then you got to remove Bwaka as president. Because it is Bwaka that's not prioritizing the University of Liberia. If he was, right, the situation, right, the budgetary allotments, appropriation allotments, right, will be timely and it will be sufficient enough to addressing all of the issues. But no, y'all made everything to look personal, everything. The same way y'all deal with the drug crisis. Y'all made it to look like because this person is there, that's why there is drugs. So now that you remove the person, then it is now that you want us to listen and say, oh no. No. You brought a group of people who there are too many allegations about their children all involved with drug banning in the country. The whole thing, all of you are more full and I can't talk about it. So I was on the university campus when the students decided that it was time to part ways with that Weddy Brandel. And we know how it became. So the government will have to intervene. The other day, the Secretary General of SUB was here, and that's why purposely we hosted the young people. But you have a government that don't listen to the citizens, and this is bad. And people will not understand it. No matter how Liberians cry, no matter how people in different sectors will cry, right? The government and the president will pay heed not. Absolutely not. And they will allow these things to go. And you're not governing in vacuum. You're governing for the welfare and the well-being of the Liberian people. And the people should know that. And this is why we have to transcend petty partisanship and understand, each of us will have to understand that the purpose of governance is for our well-being and our welfare and our upkeep. If the government is failing on it, and the government is pretending and ignoring, right? Ignoring the signals and the alarms, then that means there is a problem. So now, when you know, talking about going to school for second semester or first semester, disruption happen. Do you all have the capacity to send your children to Stella Maris or AME Zion, Polytechnic, and the other small university there around? No, because they're charging. Look at the economy. Parents are out of job. The government has put more people out of job than it has created job. Do you know that? The government has taken more people from job, right, through dismissal, illegal and wrongful dismissals, than it has created job. And this is a problem. It is a serious problem. You can run a wholesome functioning society when there are very fewer people that have the means to livelihood. Job is sine qua non in one's capacity, right, to live. Because you can be living, you can take care of your duties and your responsibility. Then it's worthless. This is where we are. That is the situation with the university. I don't know what he guy has to add, but don't forget $10,000 is a lot of money just for 50 Liberian dollars. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. Right at 8:15, we hope to check the dashboard and do our first draw. So just keep playing. The more you play, the better your chances are to win for just 50 Liberian dollars, and then we can move to something else.
So yes, we can move to something else. You have to try to play between now to 8:15. We can do our first draw, and then 8:30 we can do another. That is, if you try to play just for 50 Liberian dollars, you could win 10,000 Liberian dollars. So the code is *255*1# for those using the button phone, and then *255*1# for those of you using the smartphone. So this thing about the University of Liberia is a very important thing, and I'm still finding it difficult to understand why a government that promised to come and rescue the Liberian people, a government that sat and made Liberians to believe that they knew everything, they knew how to navigate their way through, they knew how to revamp the educational sector of our country. All of these things, when we are announced tuition free, they said he needed to do more than that. But shockingly, since this government came into power, you and I know the story. You and I know what the University of Liberia has consistently undergone. Students under this administration have not been able to sit in class for a whole semester uninterrupted. Challenge this morning. Since this rescue government came in power, the University of Liberia have not been able to run a whole semester without it being interrupted. Today, we are hearing another one coming, not just from the students' body, but another one coming from the administrative arm or the teaching staff. So we could see this running between now, even up to December, January. Trust me on this. Because the students are resolved, understood that Dr. Mapaya leave. And then also the faculty have resolved, because this government has consistently promised them. They've come to terms, they've had conversations, and the government will make promises without implementing those promises. And this time, the faculty have said, before we make a move to go back to teach, all of these things that we discuss that have not been met should be attended to by the government. Is the government willing to do that? Or we're about to see another time where Dr. Mapaya will sit between now to December, be collecting 14,000 as salary or 15,000 as salary, why students at the state-run university sit home for no reason? What has been the allotment to the University of Liberia? Can we have a progress report? The money that have been allocated to the university, have the money been used for its intended purpose? If yes, what were those promises, or what are those purposes? If we can have all of these things, then we have an understanding of where the problem is. The government is tight-lipped. Nothing is being said. You know why? Their students or their children are in private universities across this country and outside of this country. They are going to the universities where they pay a huge amount of money per credit, and it's not affecting them. It has not been one day that their children or their child school has been interrupted. They care about how you feel. 3-4 years from now, their fight is to continuously keep you in darkness. Their fight is for you to not go to school and learn so you'll be able to compete with their children that are outside of the country today. So as a result of doing that, they will just continuously bring up bureaucracies and all of that. You think the government not get money? The president have traveled consistently. You think the people not get money to be able to allocate money for the state-run university, to be able to pay teachers' salary, to be able to rehabilitate or give the University of Liberia a facelift? You think the government not get money to do so? They have the money, but it is not their interest because their children are there. That's how they don't have the interest in the health sector, because they don't seek medical attention in this country. So where are we? Students at the university are about to sit down again, man, people. Somebody who's supposed to spend 4 years in university to get a bachelor degree. Some have spent more than 4 years. Somebody who's supposed to spend 4 years to get a bachelor degree. Somebody has spent 2 years in freshman, because when teachers go to class today, it will take 3 months before the teacher go back to class. The government really interested? Is the government really interested in how our educational sector, especially the state-run university, is being run? And nothing you're hearing the government saying.
Okay. So we wait to see, right? Here I just checked up in the front page Africa, today's publication. There is this story that's very, very important, and I think we need to look at, because this country here, the country where we're struggling for money, and to have a system where why the government is complaining that there is no money, and citizens are crying as they're being denied basic services. And the only excuse we hear is that there is no money to fund these services in time. And all of the blames are shifted and placed on the USAID aid cancellations and other, and the drawdown of other partner fundings to national government. So the meager resources that we have, the execution of those ones is important. So the General Auditing Commission uncovers US $2.8 million unaccounted for at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Liberians, we're talking about $2.8 million here at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. But the ministry blames challenges in archiving and document retrieval. The ministry says, in simple terms, the reason why the GAC people ain't seeing the document for that money, say that archiving means to keep, say the way they can keep their paper there. And you know, the archive, the way they can keep their paper there. Say that aid the cost. They ain't eat the money, but the archiving. I don't know how that is possible, my people. Right? Then say beside archiving too, say to retrieve, to go in, you know, say to put the paper there, that problem. Then to go again and take the paper from there and bring the paper outside and show it, that problem. See that the two problems then that made the $2.8 million we're talking in there. Why did people taking Liberians to be? People taking Liberians to be fool. Every time we come here, the government people will be stealing, and then when we talk about it, then they will give flimsy excuses. Flimsy, very flimsy excuses, and all of you will just be there. Right? Look at this. This is nonsense. And this is coming from the mouth of Gaffman. Is this the same Gaffman that sat at his office, had a press conference, and looked in the faces of our civil servants after lying to them, our workers in government, after lying that as of January of 2025, nobody working in government will take less than $150. Today, it took him. Today, he's modifying and telling us that, oh, he says central government, right? And then beyond that, he said gross. People were complaining about their take home. People were not complaining about how much you get a NASCOP, how much you get for income tax. No, they were not coming to them. The complaints were about their take-home salaries. Their take-home salaries were bare minimum. It could not afford basic living. That's why they opted against the past government. You came, when you took over as finance minister, you announced that, look, that condition is going to be better and your take-home will not be less than $150 in government. No way. Today, Gafan has failed. Gafan is a failure. He is a big, horrible failure. This man is a failure. It's clear. Whether you accept it or not, Gafan, you're a disappointment to yourself. You're a disappointment to all of the I don't know, showboating spree you've been on here. Because our people are suffering. You're a fake man. Our people are suffering. Families are dying. Baby mothers are dying. Pregnant women are dying in hospital. No money. You sit over the Ministry of Finance, the planning engine of the government of Liberia, and you are engineering zero. Every time you come, you lie and put up flimsy excuses. $2.8 million under your watch has gotten stolen, and you cannot provide documentation for it, and you can't tell all about archival and retrieval. Right? Who business is that? We're out there victims of drugs. You are beating on them, humiliating them, and you have the criminals sitting under AC, stealing your future. You don't want to talk about them. You don't say a thing about them, right? And those victims of the very government, you go after them. Look at the guy who can be on 10th Street there in the drainage. You all go there, humiliating and disgracing. You're not even lending help to the man. Right? You go there. You can't say, oh, I said central government. So now, all of you that are jumping around, the man say he says central government. So you gotta sit down, you gotta know what are you in central government, what central government mean. Right?
So maybe we can hear a real line of this story. So you hear something that happening over there. So from Page Africa Monrovia, a Dini audit report by the General Auditing Commission, or the GAC, has revealed that the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning facilitated disbursements amounting to UX $2,806,470 in violation of the 2024 national budget. The funds were channeled to the Ministries of Public Works and Labor, the Liberia Airport Authority, and the Bureau of Concessions without legislative approval or an approved supplementary budget, according to the report.
And $2.8 million deliberately, willfully, clandestinely intended to steal, right? Ignoring the procedures, ignoring the laws. But look, this is not the first time that the budget law has been violated by the government. This is not. Mm-hmm. And this is not the first time that it has happened under Gafan's watch. But aside from that, he is unable to show documents to prove the purpose and intent of those monies. Right? After violating, and now you see, we told you the risks of having a rubber stamp legislature. This is what happened. They will steal from the country, they will ignore the legislature. Today, every day we hear, oh, the other opponent, the other money, they didn't tell the legislature buy the other money in the tune, they post in the other contract, they inform the legislature because you have a regime speaker. Because you have a bootlicking legislature. The pro tem. What would she say? What will a Rachel Kun say to anything Gafan does with the country money? You are chasing ghosts. You yourself, you are the ghost. So where are you going? And like a lot of you have said, we're going to be in it for 6 years, of course, right? For us, we're prepared. But it is important as we're in it for 6 years, the damages that are caused, that we keep updating you and informing you about it. How on earth in this digital space, in this day and age, a whooping $2.8 million gets absconded from the national budget, from the finance ministry. In fact, the report say they disburse the money. They put the money outside. They take the money from the country budget, they pull it outside. Then they go ask Gafon, the money here. All the people, what you get for the money? Gafon say, oh, that archival and retrieval Benin may won't get people. Archival and retrieval Benin. The dynamic still on you. It will say that something that happened long since you say, oh, we find it difficult and to sort it out. But just recent thing that happened, 2024.
Between this January 1 to December 23, 2024.
2024. That I won't get archival Benin. Imagine the day we read 2029, all the students in the island will burn all the people. They will burn all the people. You got this is disturbing.
It is very much disturbing. But Abu, there is something that always runs to my mind. Before the 2023 runoff elections, when candidates were soliciting support, were engaging bases and things to ensure that they get endorsed. Nimba County District 9 representative
then or now?
Now did a Facebook post. Ta said the elections were between criminals who could steal and try defending their stealing with papers. And this is where we are today, Abu. So today, just as Star described them in the 2023 runoff elections, that they were criminals who could steal and try to defend their stealing. This is where we are. This front page Africa write-out is a bucket full of write-out. When you read down, you will get to understand. So, why our government treating us like this? The audit covering the period January 1 to December 23, 2024 further reveal that the MFDP, that is the Ministry of Finance Development Planning, did not account for transactions totaling US $2,850,035.38, according to Auditor General P. Gaswa Jackson. These transactions were consummated without supporting documentation. So they take our country money, disperse it among themselves, no paper to substantiate where that money has been sent to, what is it going to do there, how long it will be there, what's the purpose of it. Today they can say it to us. So the only thing they can tell you that look at the kind of excuse the guys are giving.
Look at the kind of
excuse.
Management facilitated payments of over $2.8 million without adequate supporting documents. You spend the country money, no document to prove how you spend that money, but the money not there is missing, right? Including payment receipts, no receipts of the payments, no quotations, no contracts, no expenditure reports, no delivery notes, etc. This is broad day stealing. That you're all here, Gafon here, that in there. Gafon be taking the serious people in the country. Minister. Then when you finish, look, when they finish with these kinds of embezzlement, then when we ask them about, why there is no medicine to JFK, they say, let's pray. Then when we tell you, say, nobody gonna waste their time to pray, and you say, you know that the country is not praying. So pretty much tell us now, how are we going to pray? When certain people are there stealing the small money, and then when they're ready, they come to all of us and say, I want a job like that to pray. Then they go there when small money come, they steal it. Patients are dying. Even as we are speaking now, patients are dying. People are dying in government hospital. No medicine.
They say
Right?
patients are being admitted in wheelchairs or in chairs. So
Oh yeah,
when the
sometimes
patient is
the
supposed to
benches,
sleep there, they will put the person will be sitting.
sometimes the benches in a place there because there is no hospital beds. Patients will be there. Their parents will just bring their family will just bring comforter and wrap them up, and they will be sitting there.
There's space for even caretakers to rest. You can't find it at GFK.
That place they can put the people also.
Mhm.
They use it, they pull people there now. Right? This is scary. You see, it looks pathetic. It looks so sorrowful when you see it. You feel like this is a country that needs help and all of that. But then you go on the other side, right? And then you see the criminals are sucking the blood out of this country's economy. Hey, we're complaining, we're crying, we're raising the alarm, right? And then you put people in charge. Look now, the students will vent and direct their anger to their leadership on the university campus, right? They will go there. When you tell them, let not politicize these institutions, the health centers and all of that, let not politicize them. For example, if there is lack of services at the different hospitals, right, that means that hospital is probably not getting what they should be getting from central government. Let's take it to central government because they're accountable to central government. Whatever protests they won't do to Mampanya, you should do it to Gafon. Gafon should be resigning. There should be staging protests, sustained protests against Gafon. Since Gafon became finance minister, he has not managed to solve one of the problems he met. He has not managed to solve one of the problems he met. I challenge Gafon to indicate, since he took over as finance minister, what was there as a problem? Whether it is the rate, what is the prices, what is government payments, and the bureaucracy and all these things. Just anything, aside from spending about how many thousands, about 600,000 to pin the finance ministry bidding. Aside from that, let him show me one thing.
When the University of Liberia is over there and looking like that.
So you can't have a country, you can't have people running a country like that. But anyway, we'll leave that. Let's go now to this. Don't forget, play your cash giveaway, *255*1#. It's important. $10,000 is a lot of money, right? *255*1#. Let's check up to see what is the situation like this morning. *255*1#. We pay you $10,000 once you reach the threshold, and the more you play, the better your chances are to win, right? Just grab your phone. Make sure you have at least $50 Liberian on the phone, right? At least $50 Liberian on the phone, and then you're good to go. There's a Whistle WhatsApp promotion, and this is what we are paying. Okay, so we're gradually, even though we're lacking, *255*1#, *255*1#, right? We're talking 10,000 Liberian dollars. That's about $50, right?
Yeah.
I can give you one bag of rice or two.
So after that, I already can get after that USD.
Yeah. So to play is $50. So you can spend $500. That's you're increasing your chances, right?
10 times.
You can spend $1,000 because we're talking about 10,000, right? Even if you spend $2,000 and then you win 10,000, it's not a lose for you, right? That's a big win. So yes, one who everything in life that risks. People who sometimes take the bigger risks are the one who get the biggest reward. So *255*1#, *255*1#. Let's see. Once we don't reach the threshold, trust me, we're not going to be able to pay. It's a system, and once we reach the threshold, we will certainly pay the $10,000 to our winners for just $50 Liberian. Wherever you add this money, it doesn't matter your location, whether you're in Bikana, you're in Banga, you're in Sanikole, you're in Ganta, You're way there in Bokonjire, you're just wherever you are in the borders of Liberia, or you have access to the mobile money platform, right? Just dial your code *255*1#. Once the system can go through, and then so you can be in Morocco, every system can go through play. The thing is, you must just get mobile money on your phone and you can go, right? So that's it. And once you reach there, you eat your 10,000. The whole school's coming open right now.
So school
Right?
open. So school
Yeah.
open today. I saw students going to school this morning.
Yeah. So that there will always be the bourgeois in our midst now, right? But our advocacy is for the masses. Yeah, no matter how you carry school fee or how the country get high, certain people, as soon government says school will open today, they will open right there.
Yeah.
Because their partner working to decent places. Some of them, their partner working in government, they're stealing government money, and so. But we're talking about legal hustlers, right? The masses who are out there, they have to take potato green, go in the market, they sell, right? Some of them have to take to wheelbarrow, they go, they push, right? So we're talking about these people, their children to deserve education. So the advocacy is for them. We know all of you, your man, your partner, someone that working in government, they're stealing the government money and buy a new book bag, buy a new shoe, and right in time, right? Government says September 1, you'll go to school. But we're talking about all regular people then. The government must also take or make policy decision considering the vast majority of the people. So yes, *255*1# this morning. You qualify to make money on the show. *255*1#. 10,000 is no joke, right? $10,000 could help you get your child uniform set, right?
More than that.
Yeah, you get a whole set. The shoe, the trouser, the shine,
if possible,
a book bag, right? Even if maybe you have just small money, you need to iron it on to get a book bag, depending on the kind of book bag. Maybe you want $20 or $25 book bag and things like that, right? Because I think book bag can be expensive. So, but yes, that's what it is. *255*1#, and then once we reach, we send out. We hope to give at least 5 person 10,000 this morning. That would be a lot. That's 50,000, right? So you challenge us, man. Let's do it. Understanding that this is school time, we're going to spend more time in showing that we're able to pay more people, right? And all of that. Some of the things that are making it difficult for all of you to catch money to pay your school fees is a problem. Even the president himself has accepted that Gafon is now managing the economy well. His economic management team are good for nothing, right? All of their ideas are not contributing anything. So the president went even the war at the 26th celebration and constituted, a strategic committee, right, in his mind to go in 45 days. Something that Gafone have not managed to do anything about in over a year. That the president has set up his strategic committee, right, led by his vice president Gafone, to address the matter. So from at one of the steering committee meeting with stakeholders in the economy, I think the petroleum sector people, the vice president had an interview that I want to play that we'll just take from quickly. But don't forget, keep playing, right? Shortly, we'll do the draw.
Honorable Vice President Diamond Slanger Spoon Network here. Thank you. How you guys? Good. Mr. Vice President, this is your third meeting with players in the various sectors here in Liberia. Today, you're meeting with petroleum importers. It's an opportunity to have a question and answer session with you. What is the progress or progresses that have been made over these meetings? This is the 27th day since the president set up that committee.
So good. I will not be able to give you details because the details for the president. The president said it's going to be you and we are working for the president. But what I can say to you is the president announced this committee on the 26th of July. My office received the communication from him on the 15th of
Hey guys, that's the first point, right? The president announced the committee on the 26th of July, and then officially communicated to the vice president office, allowing him the opportunity to begin on the 15th of August, indicating what? Lack of seriousness, lack of urgency, and lack of interest. So you see, every time we tell you the president comes out, he says one thing, but he's actually doing a whole different thing. And every time it proves itself. So two things. Either the president was trying to throw the vice president under the bus, or the president wasn't just serious about it. But because he received a lot of latches about the economic hardship from the orator, right, and everything, so he came out there, right, and for lip service, announced a 45 days committee. So every Liberians have been counting from July 26 coming forward. So the vice president came from the meeting to clarify that, look, that thing your president told you, he was not serious about it, right? He actually informed me on the 15th of August. So by virtue of that, right, my boss gave me a formal instruction to begin the process from the 15th of August. I think that is this service, that is deception, and that is dishonesty from
July 26th to the 15th of August.
That's about 17 or so days,
yes,
right? In between. Right? Where all of you were sitting thinking that, oh, yes, the president of the committee, oh, Sonny, the president is serious about this. Just listen to what happened. This is where we are, right? Let's go further. The man did not stop there. Okay. Okay, what happened to this coon man? Coon, you talking, but we not okay.
Whosoever entity
of that committee.
So would I will not be able to give you details because the details from the president. The president said it's going to be you and I. We are working for the president. But what I can say to you is the president announced this committee on the 26th of July. My office received the communication from me on the 15th of August, listing the various entities that should be involved in this, private people, different institutions. We have a first meeting on that line.
To you, Honorable Vice President.
So that is it. Right? Liberians are crying, economic hardship, businesses are going down, people are getting out of business, and things are absolutely going helter-skelter everywhere. And on the 26th, when Liberians were celebrating the independence, the president signaled what many who have considered a breath of fresh air, right? Rekindling hope, only to realize that the president's commitment to his comments were not as many Liberians thought they were. Only to come and see that the president, after making that pronouncement, delayed by more than 2 weeks to formally establish or set up and put the vice president into motion. Where are we going, Liberians? What is the fate? What is the hope? We're not even going to the details of what the vice president committee is doing, whether it is even making sense and all of that. Right? And all of that. Because what this have done, and this is where we are coming to the politics. The vice president and the finance minister have got some rift that's boiling between them. The finance minister thinks and feels he's a UP mayor, he's a UP government, succession thing now, right? So there is this succession rift between the vice president and the finance minister. So the president appointing the vice president to do literally the finance minister job, finance minister has not been okay with that.
Yeah, I'm told the finance minister will get interest in 2029.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. He wants to succeed. You want to be on a UP ticket instead of Kun, right? So this is it. So it has ignited to a point where there are a lot of people who are saying, even this guy Stanton, I'm told is kind of, I'm hearing that Stanton is kind of close to VP Kun, right? You see most of Stanton's criticism and attacks or exposure about the government. He hardly speak about the vice president. He barely he has not found anything to criticize the vice president on. And you understand? But he's always seeing everything. Unlike us, we see everybody in the government who can go for you, right? But for him, so it's also whispered that, he's bidding for the vice president. Yeah, so it's like that.
Everybody playing their card.
So everybody playing their card. They're leaving, ignoring the Liberian people, and they're playing their card. So to close up, then we can interact with you on any of these talking points. This report about former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf making some donation to the CDC headquarters, I think is kind of heart melting for the most part, right? $15,000 with 1,000 bag of cement. And those, you see, it is not about the gesture, but it's about what's prompting the gesture. And clearly, the violation in the eviction of the CDC headquarters has reached a lot of people, and they're feeling bad. Even Unity partisans have said, no, that was too much. We can have our disagreement, but we can't be attacking and destroying political institutions, attacking people's identity. This is an example of wickedness. Imagine if the old man had gone like Lufa Defense Force stand. It's gonna be dangerous. I believe it is all of that. Ellen felt the urge to say, I'll put some money there. You'll pay your haircutter. This was wickedness. It was bad. That's not the democracy we fought for. We did not fight here to bring democracy to this country, multi-party democracy, for people to take bulldozers and be breaking down, demolishing party structure. You listen to Tiawan Gonglo, right? This is not a democracy. Who the landlord has the capacity to pay for that field, to take a yellow machine to go and bust all the place, right? They put on that land. Under the doctrine of eviction, once the court deem you evicted, right? Everything on that land, everything on the land is a part of the land. Everything on the land is part of the land. The ownership goes to the property owner. Who paid the field? Who rented the yellow machine? Carried in there. So Ellen and others, you found plenty of people contributing to CDC headquarters construction. Because what you did was an executive overreach. And you'll be condemned for this. Posterity will condemn you. Everybody will condemn you. We want to commend the former president of the Republic, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Maybe Ellen would have done better if she had a better person as a vice president, contributing meaningful, advices. Unlike a grudge-keeping vice president who sits down and keeps all of the grudges
from high school days
and all that. So that is it, my brother.
Yes, we can are we good from there? We can interact with you, our callers, our listeners here this morning. Except that we want to check to see whether he got something that we can do a draw from. But until then, let's speak your calls here on 0776 104 104 086 500 1.
So what is the $2.8 million, or the fact that Kun is simply saying to all of us that President Bouaka was not as serious as he sounded in appointing the committee to address the hardship and the economic problem on our market, or to have all of these things. So let's hear your thought.
Good morning, Abu and Ega.
Morning.
Thank you for watching us so. I come from Disville.
Go ahead.
Let me say thank you guys for the discussion. Let me begin by appreciating the former president for her contribution to the construction of the new headquarters. The class empower the thing to look, they will always say, and there will be a lot of financial transaction with no document. You see, 2 years now, we can't see any structure. This is what the municipal government has done within 2 years now. So it's so unfortunate. So what are they doing with all the local staff? That's why for international, the local staff are the collecting. What are they doing with the money? They agree that when they go outside there, they can't get anything. So the money they're collecting from the grand businesses, they're not companies, they feel companies are here. What are they doing with the money? Is they sharing their money themselves? So we need to be very careful. Maybe when they go outside there, they can see this money.
Oh yeah, when they go outside, they can get their money. Then they say no paper.
They divide.
Yeah.
I know.
They can't say we do agreement. Read it.
Gafon, you're not doing nothing with the economy, then you talking you won't be president. How we can make people president? Thank you, my brother.
Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Star 255 star 1 hash. Good morning.
Okay, I'm Pastor Nimba County. I come from Barnesville, District 11, precisely. Firstly, I want to commend you guys. I always told you guys you are the agent for the 11th generation. You have spoken very well. I was a sitting finance minister. Therefore, pray for the country. The proper accountability. My attention has been born to the $2.8 million plus. You know, you can't say you want to leave country tomorrow. You are investing. You are stealing
the money. Campaign money ahead of time.
Then when they ask you, then you say no paper, no receipt, no delivery. We know the goods they pay for, the money they send to labor ministry. Blah blah.
Does it make sense to anybody in a kind of modern time where information is accessible? It's a financial crime. That's not a money. That must do with health, education. Yeah, people go to school, people are going to school,
I make money. Why the students say they come in protest? Because the condition on the campus, no money. That $2 million now, you send that $2 million there, the administration will help the train will come down small.
You can't run something like that, my brother. This is a smart country, smart market. And we don't have to be sure.
Yo, when Gafon said they won't be president, y'all go vote for them again. We should stop voting for looters. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too for your participation. This person. Hello.
Hey, my dear brothers, how you doing?
Good morning, Edmund Carr.
Yes, and this is Edmund Carr, the visually impaired that always keeping this unprepared presidency to the fire to deliver. You know, the pastor just put it right because the guys are now also. And this is why I have always said because you don't know what tomorrow brings because of the wickedness towards the Liberian people. Your desperation for the 129 that you are suffocating the entire country, you are going to pay for it. You may not know that the 129 may not even be able to get into it because of your wickedness towards the Liberian people. That's what? You are jumping all over. Okay? How do you think that? Looking at the digital world that we live in, then you tell me that you cannot repatriate $2.8 million?
Yeah, we ain't saying 10,000, 50,000, or 60,000. We're saying 2.8 million, almost 3 million.
How can it be? How can it be? That's a charade.
That's no money there. You're keeping your 2029 campaign money.
But I think we as family, we should be able to be part of the LU student that will be put in. Should not only be them. Because my sister is there, your brother is there, your auntie is there, your uncle is there. So we should be part of them to be able to show to the government that your misbehave, your action against the Liberian people, it's just enough. It is not time that we start sitting here and just calling, but it is a time that we continuously prove to this government that they are misbehaving against us.
I only got issue with protesting against Mampanya because I believe if you remove Mampanya, that's not the solution to the problem.
No. You are right.
Mampanya came to help. But the people who gave you all the support.
Yeah. No. That one, I agree. Protect against the government. The entire government, the executive, the legislature that play with the money, protect against it. What the Mampanya will bring here? She's not going to take the money for account to bring it here.
Get the money to Mampanya. When she do it now, then you hold. But you know, you giving the people the money.
Yeah, let me quickly say thanks to Grandma Ellen Johnson Sally. I know more. We will see more of this because I know she had called her son. He said, Georgie, are you sure this thing I'm hearing? He said, yeah, mom, it's okay. He said, wow, the wood top worker. They get the air off. Keep stay clean. Take your hair off. Let the family do. What kind of family better will reject $4.2 million? I always saying it.
All right, thank you.
People reject that kind of living money. It wouldn't speak for that the government will fraud a part of this thing, but we are letting it go now. They are on what we are focusing on. It's for our construction.
Thank you, Edmond. Let's talk to this person from this line. Morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Trying to be okay. Go ahead.
Daniel calling from my resident in Georgia District to Montecchi.
Daniel, go ahead.
Firstly, I appreciate our former president, our mother, Madam Electoral, for contribution she made to the former Green Party, TDC. She did well. Most comments over that.
Go ahead. Is that all? Okay, you dropped the line. Let's talk to this person. I'm told police fired Okeke Rider in
Yeah. But we
good morning.
Yes,
Morning.
Morning, go ahead. You're live.
This is what I'm having.
How BB money now? You be losing from the country like that. Will go. I say, oh no, people.
Yeah, man. On one challenge that I'm talking it. Is it still okay? 150. The booking 200. You want to read the studio? Nah. You can chat more.
That's a blatant lie. The man had a press conference. Man said gross. That means the money that I can go for tax, the tax money inside, the social security money inside, you can carry that one home. But any people outside there now, so the people outside, they don't want to know their thing. They don't want to know how much they carry home. So if you're outside, you can carry it at home. You're still saying that your business. That who feeding it.
The asking, the sticker by say, you forget to throw the salary now. Who not throw the salary or all. But challenge you throw the salary or well
and all right. You're asking for the $2.8 million
from here. Morning.
Hello.
Go ahead, you live.
I was on the line not too long and went off.
Go ahead, conclude quickly.
But you made your point, right?
Let my attention be tuned to the Kafuan saga.
Correct. Go ahead.
Kafuan is not a extreme criminal to us. Kafuan has stolen from this country enough within our economy. My brother, I tell you for free today, mark my word, we have more to see from Kafuan when it comes to stealing. Trust me, Kafuan is doing everything to pocket what he wants to pocket for 2029. And watch out, we are waiting for him. Thank you.
All right, let's talk to a few persons. Then we can cross over to
how many times probably will break ground for the one overpass bridge.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm calling for this township.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Firstly, I want to thank Eric Johnson for contribution to us. The CC card headquarters. You see, this program is such a disgrace to our country. It's causing too much damages. Imagine, tell an agriculture president for agriculture deal for our country for some time, and nothing went see. But he's still doing dictatorship. So, for the northern minority Liberians that voted for him, legally or mistakenly, they should watch out and see. They should see the full Reading 2029 because Reading program is not a good name for our country. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Let's take two more.
Hello.
Right?
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
My name is Ezekiel Vermont. I'm calling from the factor. You know, whenever a national leader speaks, you will know that if that person is so important to the country or that person is not important. Let me commend the former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. But, you know, Joseph Boakai will always take these things of history that he came to be there and they are not being there. So not there is like there as well. But when it comes to national issues, you know, Joseph Boakai, when it comes to power to see all his came to power to see, You're a criminal, total criminal. You come back and take what you can take for the country. Wait, on and now will come back for you people. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person.
Lastly, is the last caller.
Hello. Okay. 0776104104865104. All right, the numbers you can call us on right here to be a part. Maybe we can talk to one or two persons quickly. Then we call it a day.
So the cash giveaway is on, right?
Yeah.
We are almost there, right? Let's make sure we can get. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning, man.
Yeah, I'm calling this morning. The reason why I just want to talk to Soup. You know, when the protest, when Moroba Moro, they had a protest, they told them, say, can't join us. At least so your voice will be heard. They never agreed. They said they were not in it. Now, yet I told them, then they said, the meat is sweet for them.
But everybody again, now everything you can join. You can decide to join somebody, decide not to join somebody.
Yeah, but
you got to identify everybody in a situation. The book gets in a situation. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see that they say soup here.
No, but you can say it's sweet for them because it's affecting them.
You know what? That's why they should have joined, even though that was their will not to.
No, but they were not forced to. They were not forced to join the people now.
Yeah, they were not forced.
So you got to recognize that.
But they're supposed to be in solidarity with these people and then do their thing. So that ain't there. That's why they play. They all ready for them. Abu, that why no go can. So that ain't there. Why I want to say.
So that means the country people children will not go to school, while the queer people children will be going to school, right?
Okay, but I want to for the whole thing now. That the whole thing, I feel sorry for the complete poor part of children. Yeah.
All right. But the country people part of children are soup now. That soup and all the other party.
That's why they want a better driving thing. Yeah, they have got. They have got.
All right, so thank you very much. Yeah, but look, star 255 star 1 hash. We're almost there, right? Make money, $10,000. The goal is to pay 5% $50,000 this morning on the show. So let's do it. Let's get it quickly right here. For those of you with the smartphones, just that star 255 star 1 hash star 255 star 1 hash, and then you're good to go. Before we take our guests, right here on the show this morning, where we are going to look deep into other critical national issues here this morning affecting our country, and it's quite important. Doesn't even make sense for somebody to be arguing stay. You know how many months it has been? You go ahead and concoct a narrative to come and deceive the people because you think you have money. The Liberian people are living the realities, right? What kind of economy you pay everybody not less than 150, but yesterday the economy is broke, right? The realities will be there. How you saying something, but the reality is quite different? This thing don't make sense. I don't know how Gafon and others see. You think who get time to come do propaganda with you? Gafon, look, your history and your record will defeat you if you intend to run for anything in this country. You're not a stranger. You're new, very new. All of you, we're in the age right now. We'll pull out all of your mess. This country needs to be safe. We will not settle for recycled criminals any longer. Not at all. People will have to give accountability, right? If you say, oh, the statute of limitation, we agree that the book people own there. The country people will say, I want to statute of limitation can pass. Because I see what they call statute of limitation. You go steal something, then you go underground for 6-7 years, then you come back outside. Then when you come outside and pull on top, you say, oh, but statute of limitation. You see? How the country will make laws like that? Somebody in the government says here, when they get big corruption thing on their head, they will go underground for someone that says here. And, you know, after that says here, they come outside. As soon as they come, you won't remind and say, oh, statute of limitation. Nothing will pass over it, man. Statute of limitation, we can't do nothing. Then, understandably, that person is supposed to be a free man. So, you know how, in the government, steal. When you finish stealing, the other government can just go sit down with them. That way, can you do? The government get a boss now to want to investigate Kanye for anything at LACC while he was there. All of the accusation and things that we're hearing, right? The government will not raise anything with Kanye because Kanye has accepted to bootleg them. So he'll go on a cover. Then after 6 years, after 6 years, if you want to prosecute Kanye will say start your limitation. So you see what the corrupt officials can do? That's smart game. So anytime you see people work in government, then when other government come, they jump, they go on the other side. They're trying to hide their criminalities. So they will save, they will go under that cover. After the period, then they start to argue statute of limitation. We've seen it here. We've seen it here, folks. Right? So yes, let's make money. *255 *1 hash. *255 *1 hash. We're just almost there. I know you can make it. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. Let's get this going. So here, guys, we can take Eric. So we can take Eric. So
that's why they want to,
I think this 50,000 is on a Monday.
I want to work yesterday.
Hello. Okay, I think it's not ready yet. Okay, so Eric Pai is going to join us this morning, right? He's joining from way there in the US as we expand on these happenings, right? Eric is a politician, he's an activist, of course, he's a nationalist as well. Always there championing and advocating for good governance and the right things in the country. And so before Eric joined us, there is a publication that he did earlier, sometimes in March, about the Cougar and the situation in Nimba. So it was March 28th. Eric Pavis posted that Samuel Cougar will win the upcoming by-election in Nimba County, positioning himself as the county's political godfather. As the replacement of PYJ, Cougar's victory will solidify his stance as the standard bearer of the MDR, a party that is widely regarded by Nimbayans as their own. This win will propel Cougar as a viable vice presidential candidate in 2029, making him a sought-after ally for any political party. Jeremiah Kuhn's departure from the MDR has created a challenging path for him politically. Bwaka has not ruled out his re-election bid, and even if he does, Kuhn will face serious opposition from key UP players, including Finance Minister Gafuan. So you see, we're talking about, so these things has been predicted, including Finance Minister Gafuan, who doesn't see him, Kuhn, as a suitable replacement. Kuhn's recent endorsement from the Union of Liberian Association in the Americas will haunt him, as it was premature and potentially disrespectful to Bwaka. You remember that time?
Yeah, we talk about it.
Yeah. When he endorsed him for 2029, politically, Kuhn is aware of Cougar's threat to his ambition, but feels pressure to endorse him to avoid offending Nimbayans. That was doing the senatorial thing. So Perry's point was that Kuhn did not like, and it was not his will to have endorsed, because he understands that they may oppose threat to him, but again, he did not want to end the rift of the Nimba people. So he went ahead. Cougar is viewed as a true son of Nimba, most importantly from the Gio tribe. In contrast, Kuhn is seen as a cool man who has benefited from PYJ's influence, and under his watch as vice president, PYJ died of neglect and pressure. 4 years from now, you will reference this post. And it has not even gone 4 years. We are right here. And everything Eric predicted, that's the analytical capability and potential. I hope Eric is ready. Eric, good morning. Good morning, Eric. Hello, Eric, are you there? Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Welcome. This is Freedom FM. You're live on the radio. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, we're beautiful. So to begin with, I just read through a post he made on the 28th of March, predicting the political climate in Nimba, and of course, all that was going to happen as a result of Koga's election, and how the interplay were going to play out. And in no time, we are seeing these things unfold. So this morning is an opportunity because about a week now, this Koga and Kun thing has come public. The few has come out. Liberians are seeing it. Nimbayans are taking SAR just as you predicted with Koga and Kun. So basically, let's have a conversation about that. What do you think? I know you predicted it, but now that your prediction is living real, let's hear you, Pervis.
Well, it's an honor to join your platform this morning for the very first time. I want to say good morning to Liberians listening. Liberia history is replete with a lot of uncertainties. That if you
mean the political history or the general history?
Well, the political history, as a matter of fact. If you were to, leap a step forward, you would clearly predict a lot of things in our country. So it is not strange about what is unfolding between the vice president and Senator Koga. The issue of power struggle, was something that even the blind saw coming.
Okay.
The fact here is that these people aren't in the interest of our country. It has always been about their own agenda. One would say their selfish agenda to enrich themselves and seize power and consider themselves the big boss of our country, while we continue to struggle between the 7th or 8th poorest spot on the globe, and this is unfortunate. At the end of the day, it is the average Liberian that continue to suffer at the hands of these guys computing for supremacy. But here's the situation. Koga, like he said, he was elected by his people on the MDR platform. And to have the vice president, who is no longer a member of the MDR, suffocating Koga in his own party, it speaks to the disconnect and the heartlessness between our vice president and that of the everyday issues affecting our country. Here's the vice president who was appointed by the president to spearhead a 45-day committee to look into the hardship that's affecting our people and come up with prescription as to what is needed to solve that problem. But instead, we have this vice president who has preoccupied himself with power struggle in a political party that he's not a member of. With the energy that he is exerting.
One would say it was from that political party that he made the leap to wherever he is. That is his constituents. That is his base. You're for the most part telling the man to turn his back on his base. So where is the protection going to come from?
Abu, when you divorce a woman, you have no legal or moral ground to determine who she gets married to. He publicly, intentionally,
Yeah,
and
but
lawfully.
that analogy cannot just fit in with this one, because this is politics here. We're talking about life and survival. The man came from the MDR. He was the standard bearer of the MDR. Remember, but as part of the prerequisite, as per the new whom he was joining, in order to finally make it on the ticket of the MDR of the Unity Party, he had to join the Unity Party and be seen as a Unity Party. But deep down, you know he is an MDR man.
No, but here's it. It's like you say, Sir Joseph, who has publicly resigned from the Congress for Democratic Change, should be the one to decide who becomes the standard bearer of CDC. It doesn't make sense.
No, because Eric, you can't blame the vice president entirely, because it was the MDR as a political party that entered into the marriage and under that condition with the Unity Party. So at this point, the MDR must be able to stand with its decision it made. They entered into an informal arrangement with the Unity Party and gave out their standard bearer to the arrangement and have him as vice president. So why do they want to turn their back?
No, Abu, here's it. The vice president becoming a vice standard bearer, or at the time he was political leader, becoming a vice standard bearer to the Unity Party was legal. The Unity Party Constitution clearly points out that in order to be a vice president or presidential candidate, you must be a full-fledged member.
Okay.
So it was not a correlation.
Eric, the Unity Party was having this conversation with the MDR as a political institution. The chairman was there, the elders were there, the committee, the national committee were there, and then they all agree with that condition, right? My thing is to make it like they were having the conversation with Kun, and it was Kun that abandoned his party and went and joined the people under these conditions. Then it's a whole different thing.
No, Abu, you cannot be in two political parties at the same time. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but if your political party negotiated your political party negotiated his political party negotiated this path that he's on.
Yeah, now the path that he's on was the decision that he himself went, filled in a membership form, and became a member of the Unity Party.
Yeah, but so MDR was part of it.
No, the MDR did not fill in the form to become a member of Unity Party.
No, obviously the MDR would not, but the MDR agreed and seconded the man.
No, that's not being seconded. He joined. He filled in a form. He became a full-fledged member of the Unity Party. In fact, he himself, he has reiterated that he's a member of the Unity Party. So he has no legal bearing with, it's funny that, it's not funny, it's embarrassing that I even have to defend Koka, because Koka is a man with a horrible credential, character credential that I will want to defend. But in this situation, Koka is a member of the MDR and Kun isn't. So to have Koka...
No, but Koka equally subsequently joined the MDR, right, Higa?
Yes, he did.
That is before the senatorial by-election.
He was not part of the MDR.
He was the chairperson of the PUP.
The PUP, right?
Yeah, but
because he wanted to go on the MDR ticket. That's why he joined. So
okay, so right now
better than Kun in this case.
No, so can we now say Koka is the chairperson for PUP when he formally resigned from the party and joined the MDR? We cannot argue that he's a chairperson for the PUP anymore. He's a member of the MDR. The same applies to the vice president, Jeremiah Kun, that he is a member of the Unity Party. So he needs to focus on the activities of the Unity Party, focus on the current 4+ years that they have to govern our country, and let go of the MDR and disengage from suffocating the MDR, because they all claim that the legacy of Prince Johnson was something that they wanted to uphold in Nimba County. And how is the vice president upholding the legacy of PYJ when his university is shut down, his church is almost non-in-existence, and the only thing he has to do is to strangulate Koka. So
I come to the legacy thing, but this is key because and this is even more serious than the way a lot of people see it. Advising Kun to leave MDR alone, leave it with Koga, as seen in the preconditions that Koga office or his political advisor published. What would that mean for the political life of Kun going forward?
Kun political life right now is embedded within the Unity Party that he filled in the membership form to join. It is his party. He has to battle for acceptances within his own Unity Party. In fact, he's been accepted. He was chosen, or he was picked as the vice running mate to President Joseph Boakai. Currently, he's the vice president. So he has to focus on that. You cannot claim legitimacy in the party that you officially resigned from. If you were to go to the National Elections Commission and ask for the membership of Koga, the Election Commission will tell you that he's a Unity Party partisan who contested to be a vice president on the Unity Party ticket. So people should not even be saying at this time that that Kun should leave MDR alone. He has left MDR. So what is he even doing there? In 2023, he made that decision. So he must be able to stay within his Unity Party and work within that frame and not be harassing.
So why do you think he's finding it difficult to leave the MDR entirely?
Well, because politically he sees Nimba as his political breadbasket, that once he does not associate with the Prince Johnson political party, it means that he might not have that legitimacy to return and ask the people for their votes. So in his mind, he will want to do anything and everything possible to force himself with the MDR political party, because his fear is, and which I predicted, was when Senator Koga takes over the political leadership of MDR, Koga will be moving his own path and building his own alliances, which might be dangerous for the vice president to have that untold or that unstoppable political grasp of the county. So
does Kun really need the MDR like that to make that grabs in the county? Just recently, he supported, endorsed, and ensured the election of one of his confidants in the backyard of Koga. So one would argue that all of this is just about the camera and of course the microphones. At the end of the day, Kun is grounded in Nimba.
No, he does. We should not naively conclude that he is grounded in Nimba. No, he's not. Had Koga put in his preferred choice in that district, Kun would not have had the victory with his candidate. He would have not had that victory with Kennedy. If you go back to the results were not overwhelming as we have thought, because you even listen to Koga. Koga said he remained neutral. So how Koga put his feet down to say, look, I'm going to handpick a candidate, put in the race and endorse. You have to remember that Koga was the representative of that district for more than a decade. So he has a firm control over the people politically there. So it could only succeeded because he's quote unquote the vice president, and he was bankrolling activities, and Koga had
being the vice president, being the vice president commands a lot.
No, it does, but does it spread across the county to give him that commanding lead that the Unity Party got in 2023 when Senator Johnson was alive? No, certainly not. Currently, there are issues about neglect of the county politically. There are untold issues about how Senator Johnson died, that he was abandoned by the Unity Party. So those guys are still there that are haunting the Unity Party, including the Jeremiah Kun.
Okay. So folks, continue to play. His name is Eric Pervis. He's our guest here on the final lap of the conversation. Star 255 star 1 hash, star 255 star 1 hash has $10,000 for each of our winners here on the show this morning. The moment we reach the threshold, we definitely do the draw and pay you the cash. But Eric, in your prediction on March, you spoke about the trouble thing. Is it of a real factor in all of what's happening now? The growing resentment for Kun. Is it about the political neglect and missteps that he has made since the election, or it boils down to the fact that he's not seen as a guild man as much as Kuga is seen as one?
All of those things play against the current vice president. You can remove tribal politics from our country. Politics is tribal, is local, as we say. Kun, the name Kun is not associated with the people of Nimba. In fact, the vice president has repeatedly said
he has lived there. I think his mother is from Nimba. He has lived there. He has invested there. He has done almost everything there. So why should that other factor matter?
I don't care how many years you decide to live in the water. It doesn't make you a crocodile. A crocodile is a crocodile. You living in the water does not make you a crocodile. So if the people of Nimba, because you have to remember that Nimba has the Gil, the Minon, the Mandingos, and a few other tribes. If the people of Nimba, and the thing is, it was the late Senator Prince Johnson who was covering Koga. And so at the time, the people, though those issues were raised, but because of the covering that he had, those issues were not as of relevance. Exactly. Because of the love that they have for Senator PYJ. So to cover those things, now he does not have that covering. He will have to face the reality of, he's being an outsider. And having that dominance over the people, and the people are going to rise up as you are hearing right now. They are beginning to distinguish him from the county to say, "Look, you don't belong here. You're from the southeast." So we should be the one to make decision here that our people will be able to benefit. So those things are going to obviously play against, and they are already beginning to play against him. And like I said, if the people were to make a conscious decision, for example, one thing I predicted was that Koga will become a vice presidential candidate. And it's just a matter of years in between.
That we'll talk about again, because that's about the political advantage and disadvantages in all of this. But finally on this, is it safe to say, or would you say that the perceived abandonment of the late senator is also playing a factor into many local Nimbayans distinguishing themselves from Kun?
It is, because even when Senator Johnson was alive, he spoke about abandonment. He spoke about betrayal. He highlighted a lot of issues that were unfolding that he never saw coming. So to have Senator Johnson, who has been dead for just a few months, and currently his legacy is already in ruin, and all the vice president is concerned about is about controlling his political party, even though he's not a member.
Would it be entirely fair to blame Kun exclusively for the abandonment? He struck an agreement with the president and the Unity Party. Kun was just there as his son on the ticket. But would it be fair to blame Kun entirely for all of the abandonment he suffered?
No, you can say he was just there. He's the second in command currently for the Unity Party. He holds the position as the vice president. He assists the president on a day-to-day basis. So he has that proximity with the president and any other person. So who do we blame? For example, the appointments that are ongoing in Nimba County as alleged by Senator Sambia Koga, who is doing the appointment is the very Jeremiah Coon. So he has the bulk of the responsibility there. And if he's not living up to those things, the people of Nimba feel betrayed. And they have got legitimacy to argue that point, that the vice president is not doing much for them. He didn't do much for the late Senator PYJ, and look at the way he died. So it's a serious situation.
Koga as a vice president pick was another eye-catching prediction you made. And I don't know how all of that going to play out. It's just going to play out because Kun is having a fallout. Then obviously it becomes Koga. Is that how easy it's going to be?
No, Koga also comes to the day-school with ego. The fact that he has been elected as senator, replacing the great PYJ. Nimba is a vote-rich bell. To have the vice president Kun alone enjoying that leverage from a political party, is something that Koga will want to arm twist for his own political agenda. So any political party that were to pick Senator Samuel Koga will have the understanding that Koga presence will give the Nimadian an option. So you cannot argue to say, oh, our son is the vice president, so we have to support him. When Koga will be saying, but I'm also your son. In fact, I'm more legitimate than the Kun. So
and that is the point you're making right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Assuming Koga goes to probably, let's say, the CDC, for example, and probably CDC decides Koga gets there as the running mate to former President Weah, right? That will create a situation for the United Party to cling more to Koga, to Kun, sorry. Would that still be a chance for Koga?
Well, even if the Unity Party were to clinch more to Jeremiah Kun, the Unity Party does not enjoy a predominance in that county. They only begin to benefit from the vote because of the late Senator PYJ. So if PYJ legacy was to shift to Koga if he will finally succeed being the head of the MDR, so that means a good number or a majority of the Nimadian will look the Koga way and not the Kun way, because Unity Party has always been coming second, a very distant second. So if there is anything to go by, he will not. There wouldn't be an overrun of the county like we saw when PYJ endorsed the Unity Party.
Okay, so continue to play *255 *1# *255 *1# $10,000 here. We intend to pay 5 person, a sum of $50,000. But the more you play, the better your chances are to win. And of course, you can have something to settle your kids' school preparations and all of that. So, Eric, a lot said about this Unity Party and of course Koga and Jeremiah Kun. Let's move now to our president. Recently returned from Japan on a 1-week visit for the TICAD 9 summit. And from there, we've seen Japan enter into a very sustained, tangible relationship with other participating countries on the continent. Liberians have been reacting to the president's trip, the size of the trip and all of that. And today, we have not heard any practical, tangible to point to. But people like you who are critical analysts of the political environment maybe see it differently. What's your take?
Well, we see it like the ordinary Liberian. We do not have superior knowledge than our people. The people are the direct beneficiary of victims.
Maybe you see a little beyond.
No, we see it through the eyes of our people because the people are the one who are feeding the pinch or will be the one who will benefit from the trips. This is not the first trip of President Boycott. He has had several trips. If we were to calculate, I'm sure it's in the neighborhood of maybe 2 dozens since he became president. And if the people argue that uh, there are no tangibles to point out to, comparing his presence in Japan to that of the Ghanaian president, the Senegalese president, what it brought home for the people, and looking at ours, we all we're seeing is deepening ties, strengthening bilateral relations, a coexistence. Those aren't things that you have to travel with 40 men delegation to achieve. You could stay right in Monrovia there at the executive mansion and deepen tie. A cell phone conversation could have achieved that. So when you take a 40-man delegation to a country like Japan and you run the math by saying how much will it cost for each person on the trip, including the air ticket, the DSC, and all those stuff. And if you return with deepening ties, it's an affront to the ordinary people. You have to remember taxpayers' money being used for these guys to sleep in very expensive hotels, lavish life, and we saw most of them on Facebook eating and merrymaking, and that was not the essence of the trip. If the 40-man delegations you got the president justify why those people were necessary on the trip, to have had what we call side events, meeting investors and cementing agreement that will create jobs, strengthening our infrastructure.
So did they meet investors?
Well,
what agreement did they cement?
Well, I don't the agreement that I'm aware of is strengthening ties. That's what we have been told. Like Ghana announced that they got $100 million to strengthen the agriculture.
Agriculture.
And also the Ghanaian president announced that Ghana signed just his visit to Singapore, signed an agreement where the Singaporean government is expected to build 10,000 bedroom hotel for one of the universities there.
Yeah, in fact,
University of Ghana.
Yeah, in addition to that, he cumulatively he got a $1 billion investment from Singapore. But that's just Singapore. Let's narrow it to the very Japan that our president went to. So he got $100 million, plus other commitments to make his country the hub of agriculture when it comes to using AI technology, right? What did our president return with? Strengthening diplomatic ties. Okay, and I mean, after wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you return with strengthening diplomatic ties, is worrisome. We have to remember.
What does that say to you about the depth and capacity of our foreign service and the personalities in our foreign service? Because these kinds of diplomatic engagements are things that should commence, at the level of the foreign service, and that before the president and his delegations arrive, they have made some inroads that the president goes and just pass on. I think this is troubling for how our foreign service under the current foreign minister is being managed, is operating. What does that say to you about the depth and capacity?
What it says is that at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, those guys are only online searching for every conference and seminar and summit to attend in order to have DSA. So once they Google and say, oh, which summit is this? Where will it be to inform the president? Mr. President, we have to go this place. They don't have prior arrangement with those organizing these summits and look at the benefit for the country. They only want to be participants. Liberia has always been participant under the Joseph Boycott government. That's why we came to America here and we returned with good English. He came here and met Kosovo president and or whoever is the head there, and that was all. The same president said he had a WhatsApp conversation with Elon Musk, and today what's the outcome of that? Zero. Okay, when President Salif went to the very Japan, she was able to bring back the what we now call the Japanese draft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the, the
there used
first
to
phase
be.
of the Japanese
Yeah,
draft.
very good. When President Weah went there, they extended that Japanese draft, and today is reaching ERWA junction. Our President Waka, who came with 40 years experience, far more than Madam Salif and George Weah combined, he returned with strengthening diplomatic ties, like he has always been, returning with empty MOUs. So I think it's about time that we remind the president to stay home, focus on the hardship that he asked us to fast and pray about. Even though when he himself was not fasting and praying, he was whining and dining, having a wedding anniversary and celebrating, while we were basically fasting and praying for the hardship to go away. We have never seen a country doing that.
Do you believe these failed diplomatic travels and engagements can in any way derail public confidence in the government?
Has there been a public confidence in this government? I doubt that.
They still enjoy
maybe some
support
of
from
the
other people.
allies.
Well, yeah, if your allies, will
No,
get
but the
confidence in you.
Liberians, I celebrate them. The Liberians, I still believe that, oh yeah, the government, they will do it. I mean, that's from the point of hope that with all of what we've seen, that yes, the Liberian will still reserve a bit of hope that they can turn things around.
Well, that thing has not been able to turn around for the last 18 months. And it is very unfortunate, that we will have our president wasting taxpayer money on foreign trips, returning with nothing. It is highly unfortunate, especially where you and your colleagues or your how you can call it contemporaries will go for the same mission, the same trip. You spend the same number of days. In fact, some of them spend less day. Most of them take less dedication. He takes the biggest size of dedication, and he returns with deepening ties and strengthening relation. It shows that this president does not have his hands on issues that matter for our country. And it is the country that suffered the most.
Pundit believes that the president woes continue to deepen as his long-term buddy and friend, and of course COS, have departed, as much as there has been uproar in the notable absence of the president from his funeral services and all of those things. But as a man who understands the governance system, what whole is this for you? Generally, looking at the government losing Grisby.
Well, the first thing is my sympathy to the Grisby family, but I think the president don't have that presidential privilege that a president should have in terms of ensuring things, go the way for the country. Grisby was a statement. Even the U.S. ambassador in Liberia issued statement about his statesmanship. And other international bodies, they have also commended Grisby for the way he carried out his public service activities. So to have Grisby died in the foreign land, it also highlights our health sector. It has collapsed. If not, if I want to be politically correct, I would say it is collapsing. That's why our public officials usually die in foreign countries. We do not have that in the West, where people will leave America and go China for health issues and they die there. Those things are rarely, they don't happen, they don't occur, because the government invests in their own country, health sector and other sectors. But Grisby served the country for more than 3 decades, and he could not have medical care in his own country. He has to die in a foreign land. That's one part of the debate. The other part is, why did his family insists that his body will not be returned to his home of nativity for burial. It's another path. The president not attending because this is somebody who was his chief of office staff. Okay, somebody who served in his government even when he was vice president. It's his former schoolmate. So it's somebody that he has been knowing for the last 50 years. So the president absent is one thing that maybe Kula Fofana could speak to. And why did the family decided not to return his body home?
Thereby denying him that befitting state burial.
Exactly. So I mean, those are issues that the executive mansion will have to speak to. But it doesn't show well that the minister of state of a country will die in the foreign land and the family, insists that his body should not be returned and the president, could not attend his funeral. I do not know the proxy from the government that represented the president here. I do not know who if and when they actually sent him out.
I'm told his son went there to represent the family. I think some members of the government, the Minister of Justice, was also there.
Okay.
That's
If the
how much I
minister,
can say.
yeah, if the minister of justice was representing the government of Liberia, then that's fine. But if he was there in his capacity because it was his colleague, who died, then that's another issue. But it doesn't show well that the boyfriend will not
How
attend.
difficult will it be to replace him? We know there are a lot of names jogging, and of course, a lot of conversation on the streets. But in your mind, understanding Grace-based record, the acknowledgement from the U.S. and other well-meaning international bodies and all that of the quality and the personality. How difficult will it be for the president to pick? I mean, a fit for that seat.
It wouldn't be difficult. Even when the man was alive, they were already plotting to replace him.
Okay.
The Unity Party saw him, the current Unity Party saw him as an outsider who did not struggle for the quote unquote power that they have right now. And he came and became Minister of State and then started recommending people for appointments. It didn't go down with them. You have to remember that Grace Bill heavily supported what's the
Alex
name?
Cummings.
ABC. Yeah, Alex Cummings. So he was already being fought in that place. So it won't be difficult. The only reason that you see the president has not maybe named someone is he does not want to show that insensitivity to the grieving family. That's all. But it won't be difficult. This man was heavily fought while being Minister of State.
Can
So
you predict names saying you are good at predictions?
well, I I don't want to predict names, but there are a few names that already in the corridor. I don't want to predict any name, in this regard. I think I will reserve that prediction.
While we're hearing Costa, we're hearing former Defense Minister Brani Samukai. Mamaka ability is also there, and of course, some point in some informal quarters, I've heard Mo Ali. It doesn't look serious, but in some very unserious quarters, I've heard his name as well, and even Cornelio Kratopa and all that.
What is happening, Abi? Sorry, what is happening is that those names that you are hearing, they are intentionally thrown out there to gather public opinion as to how the people will accept or resent those names. And based upon that, the president will make decisions. So, for example, all those names that are being thrown out, the one that will receive the least criticism might be considered. Right now, if you were to say Liberians call in, would you want?
Even his dependable nephew name has also been there.
Yeah,
Henry.
exactly. So what is happening is, if you were to open the phone line and say, who
hear
in
the
the
names?
Liberian, do you want Henry Costa, Minister of State? The way the people will bash, and will say, will inform the president that this decision is an unpopular decision. So no president that is already not solving the bread and butter issue will want to put people in government that have been heavily rejected by the ordinary people. So whatever that person do, people will not, appreciate it because you should not have even been there in the first place. So it is only there for public perception, to remind the president as to who
Okay.
to pick.
All right, Eric. Lastly, and then we can go to the phone lines. But just before we do, folks, we are there. But just keep pushing *255 *1# *255 *11#, and certainly your money are already started going to your phone. We'll just call to confirm, right? Money have already started. The system is automatic. So keep playing *255 *1# *255 *1##. And so, Eric, finally, this point about the CDC eviction, law and politics, where do you see it from? I listened to a very incisive piece from Councillor Tiawon Gonglo about the nature and the action and all of that, and there's been different views about it. We keep hearing that the former president has also made some donation, which will clearly indicate that indeed people are not feeling okay with the manner and form in which the government went about that. But let's hear from you. The way the CDC was evicted, property demolished, vandalized, and there were even theft committed by officers of the Liberia National Police.
It is not strange that the Liberia National Police, were engaged in theft. These guys are engaged in they're engaged in killings, in torture, illegal detention, and going after political opponents that the government wants to crack down on, evidenced by the U.S. State Department report. If you were to look at the summary of that report, it highlighted arbitrary killing. It highlighted torture and other issues in our country that's been carried out by government agents. So it's not strange that I'm happy that they even looted or they stole. At least, life were not lost, because the last time the Unity Party visited our headquarters in November of 2011, there were life lost in that place. So I'm happy that this time around they only went to steal. So it is not strange, but in regards to if it was legal or it was political, I think it was both, and that's my opinion. Using the code to carry out the political activities. I mean, I've read Councillor Gongo's statement, and I would think that it was inconclusive. He just beat around the bush and never came with anything substantive. He was asking more questions than answering in his piece. But here's the thing, and what I'm about to say is part of the question that the councillor even asked and he didn't answer. Was the eviction, I mean not the eviction, the demolition done by the state or by the individual who has the property, regardless of which one of the party that did that? The point is, you cannot begin to destroy personal belongings. I'm not talking about the structures that were on the land, like those buildings and all kinds of stuff. I'm talking about the personal belongings, people mattresses, people passport,
Laptops
women.
and other
Yeah,
things.
exactly. You cannot begin to destroy those things or loot those things, even if the land is yours. No one has the right to do that. And I'm told the CDC will have a press statement today, to address that. And I'm also getting information that they are also, they have instructed the legal team to pursue legal action against the government of Liberia and that of the property owner. But so they are doing an inventory about all of
And you support that as the right way to go about it. Do you trust the government and the system?
Well, I don't trust the court system in our country, but it's the only thing that we have to, go through right now to attempt to seek justice, because it's just an attempt.
Okay, lastly, and then we can take us this news about $2.8 million being the General Auditing Commission is reporting some $2.8 million that have gone in thin air at the Ministry of Finance with no documentary, no receipt, no delivery notes whatsoever, absolutely nothing to show. And these things are coming up.
It's not strange that GSC will be uncovering 2.8 million missing money. The very GAE uncover thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, at the Ministry of State, where they got ghost names over there taking salary. Cornelius Cry is just there enriching herself. Nothing has been done to her. If Gafran has decided to loot our country resources, hiding under his quote unquote non-corrupt atmosphere to engage in corruption, it's not strange for the Liberian people. And these things will come up, but sadly nothing will be done. It is painful to say, but nothing will be done. And even if something were to be done, it would just be mere suspension here and there. People no one account for any money that they steal in that country. Absolutely no one. Since Braga has been suspending people for quote unquote corruption, has any of these people been to court, and found guilty and told to pay back in the government coffers? Zero. So it's just the average man on the street that will continue to be homeless. His children will not have access to quality education, if not no education at all.
Okay.
And the mental health crisis in that country will continue to increase. Drugs activity. You see, that's why people take the drugs when people are depressed, hopeless. Okay, and drugs activity will continue to increase in the country because of the structural corruption that we have to keep our people poor and hopeless. So these things will happen. Accountability is zero, and we go out there, we're begging for money. Who's going to give you money for you to come and steal? No one's going to do that. People work hard for the money.
Okay, Eric, what a great way. And of course, this one just coming in. Volunteer teachers stage peaceful protest outside the president's residence, demanding that the Ministry of Education grant them permanent employment status or statuses. So, folks, let's go to the phone lines. Eric Perry has been our guest. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers. We have just 6 minutes. Let's see how many calls we can take right within there this morning. Liberians, Eric cover lots of areas, whether it's the Nimba thing or it's the CDC eviction, just any of the subject matter here this morning, you can weigh in. Let's begin with this first caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. Let me say good morning to your family on the show this morning. Yeah, my attention has been drawn to what your family talk about the Jeremiah issue. You know, let me just be frank, let me just be brief and cut my phone off. I don't care how Jeremiah campaign, he will not be president 2029. Short cut. You wrote to that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So the president thought they are coming from all.
0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. And let's hear you. Let's hear your point. What do you make? This other person here. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. You're live. Let's hear you.
Abu, we are still getting this morning. The issue of CDC carrying the government, they will still waste their time. Still waste their time.
Why you say so?
You are here, Abu. If you are telling us, Yami was there at Chief Justice, say what and you more. I thought you were singing, say what and you more. They come in to CDC, I know, we say Yami or Yami was there. So, you can't afford to no regret, CDC, and that is very better to forget about that case. And see how to construct a new family. Not you get Yami was there order.
No, but this is a country of law now.
The person bring Yami was there at the interest.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. You're live. Eric is on the line. Let's hear you.
This is someone who's calling up district to Mozambique County. And Abu, nobody might think the issue about the CDC invading from the headquarters will go in vain. They will mutual understanding between our land law and the CDC. There was no confusion. So if you have family issue pertaining the court or pertaining what a CDC was looking for the rest of owner to buy land, would they reach that stage of confusion? No. Nobody might think they will reach the stage of confusion that the court all of the CDC to move on issues. No. How many people are understanding that issue that are common issues? The CDC never go around the 20-year plan will live over there, will break it over there. There are not a financial issue.
Okay, so there are mutual consent between you and your landlord. So then what happened? Your office got broken down.
Thank you. That is a court issue that your citizen now as an institution.
Yo, go to court. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. You have to shift a little bit. You're coming in, Bokon. Good morning. Okay, better go ahead. Oh no, I have to take another person. Good morning. Morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Good morning to your panelists. This is the voice of the SI
Mm-hmm.
I will touch the issue of the old man, the councillor, the Lennon councillor.
Mm-hmm.
The councillor don't want prosperity to judge him. He's part of the grouping that want to discriminate us, and they don't want prosperity to judge him.
Who the councillor talking about? Councillor Gonglo?
Councillor Gonglo, he was scheming. Councillor Gonglo is an undercover US man.
Okay.
But the main pledge is support to the Unity Party. That one are clear things.
Hello, good morning. You're the last caller.
Okay, thank you. That's what I back on the last about that, but I went off. Yeah, the reason why the government will not function is because the vice president and all are focusing on 2029.
Okay, focusing on 2029. Morning. Morning. Okay, this person is not ready. So, Eric, you listen to the callers. We are pressed with time. How do you respond? Hello, Eric, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. The callers are right. This is my first time to see a government elected for 6 years. They have not gone the 30% of the 6 years, and they're already talking about re-election, when in fact we have issues like poverty claiming, corruption claiming, drugs killing our young people. These are issues we would have thought that the government would have preoccupied themselves with in terms of addressing. The UNICEF did a report, and they say more than 40% of school-going children are out of school. You know, these are issues that should claim the attention of any serious government. But to have the government more concerned about 2029, the question is, why do you need 2029 when you already have 2025 and you're not doing the work you've been elected for? It is unfortunate. The painful part is that the common citizen will continue to be the victim. Our health sector has collapsed, if not collapsing. Pregnant women put into bed right on the street, hospitals that should be open for them, rejecting them because they can't afford. You know, these are horrible issues that the government has played a very blind eye to. And the only remedy that they have is that they are repeatedly telling us to fast and pray. And I have never seen a country who has leaped out of poverty, you know, to fill in the infrastructure gap with fasting and prayer. I have never seen that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure God is even going to, you know, of all that he has to do to be considering such prayer when he has given us the brain, he has given us the resources that Liberia has is in abundance. If only our leaders can concentrate on how to utilize them, cut down waste and abuse, cut down corruption, you know, fight injustices, the country will develop. The country does not develop because you fast and pray. No, it doesn't work that way. whatever your hand finds to do, you should do it good, and the Lord is on the obligation to bless you. He does not say he will bless you when you sit home and you steal from your people, you take police and kill your people and do all kinds of horrible things to your people. Then you say fast and pray for the country to develop. It doesn't happen that way. So Liberians need to continue to engage the government to deliver and let go of this 2029 nonsense that I see they running around here with, when they are being given the 6 years to run the country. And instead of running the country, they're talking about 2029. It's unfortunate, Abu. Look on the street, go around, see pervasive poverty, hopelessness. These are things that the government should consider doing.
All right, Kerry, we'll find time again for you to come here and talk about the bread and butter issues and all of that. But we have to go.
Yeah, thank you. It's always a privilege and an honor to appear on your platform of Freedom. You guys are doing extremely well. Thank you so much to your co-host. Thank you for the time.
Okay, his name is Eric Pervis, and of course, he's been here with us on the final segment of the conversation. Folks, this is how we like to draw the curtains on this Monday morning edition of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, Liberia's informative breakfast platform. Where are the freedom fighters? When it became the time, when it just became the time, hey, God, we gotta go, man.
Yes, we gotta go home, Abu. Too many things happening. Too many things I saw this morning on the internet.
Everywhere.
Yes. And as we speak, the MCC, I posted the MCC's video on my page. MCC is not thinking about fixing her backyard. The building that is hosting them, they are not thinking about fixing it. As I'm told, this morning they are on Macklin Street, giving marketers hell. For what? We don't know. We talk about that and others that will come up between now tonight on to tomorrow's edition of the program. Until then, there is no good in saying goodbye. Let's keep the peace of Liberia. This country will not burn.
Most definitely. Times so high, everything going crazy, everybody going banana. Water rescue. But look, man, we were here and we will be here tomorrow. You should be there. Until we see you, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.